Ruin my wedding to propose. I'll ruin your proposal. Throwaway account. I, 35 meters, have a young brother, Todd, 29 meters, who had a complicated birth and had to stay a month in the ICU, and because of that my parents have always doted on him and almost denied him nothing, even if it was to the detriment of my sister Abby, 32F, and I. My brother drinks in on the attention and has on more than one occasion made himself a center of attention at either my sister's, or a cousin's special event. Because of this Abby and I have a strained relationship with Todd and our parents. Unfortunately, Todd met and fell in love with Lucy, 24F, who announced her own pregnancy at the baby shower my mom held for Abby. When I proposed to my wife Michelle, 30F, I just wanted to elope, but she really wanted her family to be there, so I invited my family out of obligation. While out, my best man Jim, 35 meters, noticed a receipt from a jewelry store slipped out of Todd's pocket. Jim confronted Todd about this, which led to an argument. Jim told me everything and I told Todd that he was no longer going to be a groomsman because I knew he was going to propose at my wedding. Todd cried to our parents, and which led to a blowout. In my parents' eyes, since Todd never admitted that he was going to propose to Lucy at my wedding, I was unfairly judging him. I refused and brought up Todd's past behavior. My parents couldn't refute this and got Todd to agree to not try anything at my wedding. This wasn't enough to convince me to let him be a groomsman, but I warned him that if, as a guest, he'd try anything I would make him regret it. Fast forward to the wedding and surprise, Todd walked over to Lucy and proposed to her during Michelle's father-daughter dance and did it in a way so that everyone would notice. Cue my revenge. Jim and I had hired a woman to pretend to be Todd's side piece who courted Todd and Lucy and claimed that she was pregnant with his baby. Todd denied this, but when she called his phone, I gave her his number and messed with Todd's phone to incriminate him. It didn't look good. Lucy threw the ring back at Todd and left in tears. When Todd saw the smile on my face, he knew that it was me, and I didn't respond to a single call text from him or my parents until after the honeymoon. Lucy has thrown Todd's stuff out and has been denying access to their kid. Todd is furious and is demanding that I clear his name. I sent him a text saying that I had no idea what he was talking about, as well as a screenshot of a bill for the wedding, and gave a vague message demanding reimbursement for half of the wedding costs. Michelle knew the whole time what I was planning and gave me the green light after Todd ruined her moment with her dad, so I felt pretty good, but now even Abby thinks I went too far. During the father-daughter dance, that's insane. I love what you did. Maybe time to go no contact instead of low contact. You have your new family now. I can't believe the audacity. It would be one thing if he waited until the party was dying down and it was just family and a few friends left to do it with his brother's blessing. But against his wishes during one of the most intimate moments of the reception, he's a douche. I'm 50% to attack my brother in that spot. And I like my brother. Same, I wouldn't have petty revenge. I would have hauled my brother outside and wouldn't have felt bad about it. Wouldn't have gotten outside. He better get up off that knee. PC, I'm coming. Yeah, if someone tried that during my wife's father-daughter dance, I'm pretty sure the person would have found their way to the middle of the desert without a canteen. Jesus Christ, there's a whole sitcom here. Plot twist. This was written by Todd as proof he was being set up so a friend of his can find it and show Lucy, so she will take him back. Plot twist. Lucy knew all along about the paid pregnant lady actor, but Lucy was unhappy with Todd to begin with, so this was the perfect excuse to dump him. Gasp, Lucy was in on the hiring of the fake mistress. Lucy is leaving Todd for the mistress. She's known the mistress for years because they were roommates. Todd gets caught out. Todd gets warned not to try anything or he will regret it. Todd does his thing anyway. Todd is made to regret doing his thing. Yeah, things escalated into a nuclear option, but dude had every opportunity not to be a shit nugget. If he's left doing his best surprise Pikachu impression now, that's on him. Todd Pikachu face. Just gonna add shit nugget to my vocabulary now. Thanks. I don't see anywhere in your description where he's apologized for his actions, so I wouldn't worry about apologizing for yours either. He hasn't. Not that an apology would be worth anything from a guy like him. Facts. His brother had it coming. TBH. Let's not feel too sorry for Lucy in this either. She announced her pregnancy at her Sil's baby shower. Obviously she is fine with stealing the spotlight onto herself too. They're a couple made in a manure pile. I feel sorry for the kid in the sense of his dad fucking around and finding out, and I hope it comes better for him, but Todd and Lucy can go and get stuffed. This, however, I find it interesting that Lucy hasn't considered that Op might have done this on purpose as payback towards both her and Todd. Honestly. I think it's because I'm not really this type of person. It's out of character for me. Everyone, including you, have their breaking point. You did warn your brother. I'm so sorry you and your sister went your entire lives putting up with your brother's behavior and your parents enabling it. I hope his child doesn't pick up on his parents' behaviors. That being said, congratulations on your wedding and on your revenge. Your wife sounds awesome. I hope your sister comes around soon. I believe you've made your decision regarding your brother and your parents. Good luck with everything. It's also probably their mindset if I am the main character of the story. No one can have a breaking point when it comes to me because I do no wrong no matter what I do. You don't piss off the quiet and nice people. They know the best ways to hurt you and get away with it. Can't remember the quote, but the gist was something along the lines of bad people do bad shit all the time, they enjoy it and like to prolong it. Good people when they snap just want to get it over with, so go with overwhelming force to end the situation as fast as possible. Something Vimes had learned as a young guard drifted up from memory. If you have to look along the shaft of an arrow from the wrong end, if a man has you entirely at his mercy, then hope like hell that man is an evil man. Because the evil like power over people, and they want to see you in fear. They want you to know you're going to die. So they'll talk. They'll gloat. They'll watch you squirm. They'll put off the moment of murder like another man will put off a good cigar. So hope like hell your captor is an evil man. A good man will kill you with hardly a word. Dude. That's fucking diabolical. You did warn the attention-seeking prick though. I don't blame you. You don't steal attention from the bride. Especially during the father-daughter dance. Todd sounds like the type of dude that when he feels like farting, he pushes all out instead of slowly testing to see if it's fart or shit. That's a really specific description. One could say. It's totally specific. Anytime I think about it I can't help but giggle. I used to work for a guy that was a massive asshole. He purchased a business on a whim and swiftly ran it into the ground. I left the place, but he did his best to drag my name through the mud well after I was gone. In response, I had business cards printed that say you park like a jackass. Give me a call for a free parking lesson with his phone number listed underneath. Anytime I see someone park terribly I will pop a business card under the wiper. It brings me such joy to know that on any day of the week this guy is going to be ultra confused by some random person calling him and telling him to go and fuck himself for commenting on their parking. Just make sure you call every now and again to make sure he didn't change his number. If is the business number then the chances of a new number are quite lower, I bet. Op did say her ran it into the ground. I'm guessing it's not around anymore, but I could be wrong. Or put a name on the card, say Cartlon. Then once or twice call, introduce yourself as Cartlon and ask if anyone left a message. You petty motherfucker. I like you. That's precious. The only flaw in this plan is not being around to see the outcome. That's precisely why you maintain a friendship with an existing coworker that was in the trenches with you, so you can keep tabs on their downfall. I left a career because I worked for a total asshole. He lied to HR about all of his manipulation and bullying. Nothing brings me more joy than to read all the negative specific complaints about this pose on Glassdoor. And the best part of it all is this could go on for years. All they have to do is source more cards and this could be a lifetime achievement. I like it. 2 birds, 1 stone. I like it. Well damn I got you need to learn how to park cards. I think now I need to add my old boss's business number to them. Thanks for the idea. Same here. I have a previous boss I'd love to do this to. This isn't just petty revenge. It is efficient petty revenge. Every instance hits 2 idiots and one of those is compounded interest. You got my feel-good award. Call my place of employment for a Google review. Enjoy an even more scathing one revealing your harassment. Today, I was going about my shift at the general store I work at and at about noon or so. Shortly after I had finished cleaning the windows, a couple of guys for a local window cleaning place came and started streaking the windows before they had even dried, and then not even 5 minutes later they came in and asked me to get a manager to try and quote us for window cleaning. Understandably frustrated, I told them that we do our own cleaning and that it would not be necessary and sent them on their way. After hanging around outside for another 10 or so minutes, they finally left after being shooed off. I saw the name of the company they work for on their shirt, so I decided to leave a Google review explaining what had happened. Not even 20 minutes later. The owner of the company called my place of employment asking for me. My coworker brought me the phone and immediately he began yelling at me and threatening to send the police down and force me to remove my review. Cue my even more petty revenge. I promptly updated my review explaining everything that happened. TLDR, glass cleaners try to be sketchy, so I call them out on Google review. 30 minutes later, owner calls my place of employment yelling at me and threatens to get the police involved. So I update the review to spite him. Some dude did this at my store years ago. Manager told him to get lost when he started asking for payment. Like bro, nobody asked you to clean the windows. Foe with that BS. I'll pay you with a criminal trespass order. Lamau. Just let him be your golf caddy. Make sure he has both shoes though. The police will laugh at this call. You should ask to conference into the owner's call for the laughs. This is the 3rd highest priority for most law enforcement agencies, arbitrating bad reviews online. I'm sure they get right on it. First priority is calls about cold fries at McDonald's, second is being shortchanged one McNugget. I've seen videos of both. We got these types of guys so often that security for the shopping plaza I worked in started to keep an eye out for them. We had one guy clean our windows 2 hours before we were open, then came back 2 days later with an invoice for nearly $200 for his services. Any type of service we ask for we have to get permission, and our corporate operations officer does the groundwork to find someone to do that service. We can't just hire anyone off the street. We never asked you, whoever you are, to perform the service. No contract was initiated or signed. We tossed each invoice into the trash last time he sent one and asked us to mail the payment to him. We forwarded it off to our corporate offices, and I assume they sent him a cease and desist. Couldn't leave a Google review, as it was just some random guy. They very well may have actually paid him. I've seen corporate blindly pay invoices without checking many times. That is so shady on their part, so many levels, that I don't even think it is petty revenge. I think it is a public service. Well done. Realistically, this is how the mob got footing in a lot of neighborhoods: loot, rob, harass, then offer protection for money. It's a shit business tactic. Maybe the owner didn't know how they were drumming up sales, but when he found out it wasn't his obligation to harass you, it was to fire them and apologize. This tactic is called racketeering and it is a crime. It would be a shame if someone smeared peanut butter onto your windows while walking their dogs. Just had a guy call us about chimney work they did to our house 15 years ago. Claimed they wanted a reference for their chimney work, and after no responding as it's after 7 p.m. the guy actually shows up at my place and goes to speak with my neighbor to try and secure work. He claims he did work on their house also. After being told my neighbor will call if they are interested, he continues to harass her and claim that it won't take long and he can get started very soon. She firmly says no, and he sits in his car down the street for a few minutes before leaving. Wish I had a company name to leave a review for. Although, clearly he doesn't have much of a network of references reviews. I'm a bitch. If I said no and refused a service and they continue trying to talk me into it, I'd say sorry, I can't hire anyone that doesn't speak English. It would be too hard to work out the details of the job and payment. When of course he says he does speak English, I'd respond clearly not, you don't know what no means. They run their window cleaning service the way the mob runs a protection racket. Nice window you got there. Be a shame if it got streaked just after you cleaned it. Where I'm from, the Netherlands, window cleaners all have their own neighborhoods. If another window cleaner tries to clean windows there, they'll get threatened, beaten up, etc. They call it the Glazenwassers Mafia here. That's why I pay €40 for 5 minutes of work. Extortion. I am a huge fan of leaving strong positive reviews when earned and justified. I've had wonderful service and great food, but occasionally the opposite. I used to shy away from negative reviews, but if it can save someone from suffering a poor meal I will. I recently went to a local Mexican restaurant. I love Mexican food. And my wife ordered a taco salad. Pretty hard to screw up that, right? The meat, rice and beans were tasteless and they dumped a portion of mixed vegetables to fill out the salad. Who does that? Went online and found we were not alone, and had we read reviews ahead of time would have saved us. The whole review system is broken unless people also leave negative reviews when it is warranted. Though, this video has come to an end. If you want more such cool stories, then go to one of the many following videos.